Hey everyone, welcome to my new YouTube channel. And this video is how I lost 125 pounds in less than a year and how you can reach your health goals too. So I am Erin Hart. I am a registered nurse, a mom, a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, a food addict, and a health coach. I've lost more than 125 pounds in less than a year and gone from a size 3XL to a size small. But much more importantly, I have gained so much peace and freedom around food. I'll be putting out weekly content every Friday on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to show you how I've done it. I want to help you to reach your health goals. And I know that you can do it because if I can do it, who am such a food addict, you can do it too. I'm 37 years old. I'm married and I have 3 little girls ages 8, 6, and 1. And I always struggled with my weight since I was a little kid and overeating, but the weight really started to come on after I got married and had my babies. With each pregnancy, I gained a lot of weight and I never got it off, so I found myself at 306 pounds when I delivered my 3rd baby. My weight settled out at 284 after that, and that for me at 5'7" is very heavy. And I was diagnosed with class 3 obesity, which is the highest class of obesity. I was starting to have signs of prediabetes, and that was a wake-up call for me because as a registered nurse for 15 years and from working with adults on the surgical trauma floor prior to my current job in the NICU, I just saw the devastating effects of obesity and diabetes. So that really woke me up. I was miserable. I had trouble tying my shoes, putting on my socks, walking up the stairs, getting out of bed. I had trouble playing with my kids, and I just felt so sick and tired all of the time. It was hard to get out of bed in the morning because my body just hurt, and I got to the point that I didn't recognize myself in the mirror anymore. So my outward appearance didn't reflect who I am on the inside and the way that I felt inside. I knew that I had to change, and it was so frustrating because I knew what to do. I'm a registered nurse, for heaven's sake, and I learned a lot about health and nutrition in college and throughout the many weight loss programs that I had tried, but I really felt so powerless and unable to change. Nothing worked for me. I tried everything. I tried Weight Watchers, Noom. I worked with multiple dietitians, did Body for Life for women, Beachbody, exercising, going to the gym, calorie counting with MyFitnessPal. Nothing worked for me. I'd lose 15 pounds and then I'd gain it all back and more. I was very all or nothing. I'd be very motivated and compliant, and then I'd have something happen in my life and my program would completely unravel. And I'd go back to eating terribly and gain all my weight back and more. So at my rock bottom, and after years of prayer, I posted a vulnerable post on a mom's group for my church about seeking for a program that could help me to lose 120 pounds. So many people replied, 100 replies or more on that post, and multiple people recommended Bright Line Eating, which was how I was introduced to this new way of life. I follow a sugar and flour-free lifestyle. I eat every food group, but I have eliminated many processed and refined foods from my diet. So when I say that I don't eat sugar, that includes any type of sweetener, including artificial and natural sweeteners. There is a lot of evidence that sugar is highly addictive, and our brains love and crave food with sugar. When we eat things that are really sweet, our brains release dopamine, and it makes us feel better. It's the science of addiction. Some people are more susceptible to abusing sugar in their diets than others. So some people and some people can moderate their sugar intake, but for me, I feel so out of control around sugar and it becomes a big problem. I find so much freedom and sanity just by eliminating it completely, and it gives me peace to do it that way. The same thing with flour and things that are processed into fine powders. I've also eliminated those from my diet. What happens with processed grains is that not only do they lose a lot of their nutrients when they are refined into a powder, but the process of refining them also breaks down the fiber lattice, causing it to be absorbed into your bloodstream really quickly and spike your blood sugar. This in turn results in a spike in your insulin. Whole unprocessed grains help you to stay full longer and help your blood sugar to remain steady so that your insulin doesn't spike. And that is important because your body has a hormone called leptin, which is the hormone that makes you feel full and want to move. Research has shown in the last few years that leptin is blocked by insulin. And to me, this is such an important concept to understand. And the things that we eat that spike our blood sugar and in turn our insulin are sabotaging us and blocking the hormone that makes us feel full and want to move. Those substances are making us fat, and obesity has so many detrimental health consequences. So by the way, artificial sugar also spikes your insulin. It doesn't spike your blood sugar, but the sweetness makes your brain think that it needs to release insulin, and the insulin blocks leptin, just the same as if you eat sugar. So your diet soda is probably sabotaging your weight loss efforts. Eliminating sugar and flour from your diet really helps your brain to heal, and it gives you so much freedom, and it has given me so much freedom, control, and sanity around food. I also follow boundaries with meals and quantities. This is how you really get results and peace. I personally eat 3 meals a day, but I know people who do 2 meals a day or 4 to 6 meals a day instead, and that works great too. My boundary with meals is that I just don't snack in between meals. Simple. I also weigh and measure my food on a food scale. Some people I know do the 1 plate rule instead of weighing on a food scale, but I find the most peace from knowing that I'm getting the exact amount that my body needs and not less or more. It really messes with my head if I think I'm not getting enough food. So I know that I'm getting exactly what my body needs for fuel, and that gives me a lot of peace to weigh my food. I never eat under my food plan because truly you need all of that food to fuel your body. Weighing my food actually helps me to think less about food because it's just so automatic, and I don't have to decide how much to eat or worry that I'm eating too much or too little. I know that I'm getting exactly what my body needs, and that gives me peace. So the one thing that has helped me the most is the practice of writing my food down the night before in a food journal. I do not count calories. I hate counting calories. I'm a busy working mom and I have no time or energy for that. So I track and plan my food by writing down what I'll be eating the next day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then the next day I eat that and only that. I eat only what I have written down the night before. And this is so key, you guys, because it eliminates willpower. When I do this, I don't have to decide what to eat when I'm tired or hungry or when the baby is screaming. I also know that the food is in the fridge and that it's available. You really have to protect your willpower when you're trying to lose weight, especially if you're trying to lose a lot of weight. That's one of the reasons that it's not recommended to start working out during the weight loss phase. I will share a video about this in the future. I lost all of this weight without working out. And after a few months, I did start walking and doing a little light weightlifting when my food felt really automatic and it was easy for me. but it was always less than 30 minutes and light intensity when I did do it. Exercise is so good for every aspect of your life and is so important, but I am telling you that it can sabotage your weight loss, especially if you have a lot of weight to lose. There will be a time and a season to add exercise into your healthy lifestyle, but the time is not during the weight loss phase unless you already have a workout routine that requires zero willpower. You have to protect your willpower because for weight loss and results, it's more important to get your food and nutrition on point. And that takes enough willpower. That's a big enough change for most people. So if we deplete our willpower just by living everyday life, checking emails, taking care of kids, keeping the house clean, or dealing with difficult situations at work, all deplete our willpower. And we can't rely on it to help us to be successful with weight loss. For me, simplifying my life so that I could just focus on my health and wellness was really important. So right now, I am transitioning to maintenance and slowing my weight loss by adding in more food because I'm almost at my goal. I've lost 126 pounds and I have about 5 or 10 pounds more to go. And I've been adding in food each week to see how my body responds and adjusting my meal plan so that I can find the exact amount of food that I need to maintain a healthy weight for me. I have lost 126 pounds, like I said, and I'm working closely with my doctor to know what a healthy weight range is for me. So I'm currently around 160 pounds. So when you get to this point, when you're about 5 or 10 pounds away, find a coach and work really closely with your doctor. I'm so grateful for my maintenance coach because this transition into maintenance can really kind of mess with your head. So it's important to support yourself and surround yourself with a lot of support. But I want to talk to you about my weight loss meal plan. So right now I have added in a lot of food, but for the past 11 months that I was losing all that weight, I was eating a weight loss meal plan, and I got this plan from the book Bright Line Eating, which is such a great resource. I recommend reading it and watching the Food Freedom video series that are found on their website under the Get Started tab. So for breakfast, I would eat a serving of protein, a serving of whole and unprocessed grains, and a serving of fruit. For lunch, I ate a serving of protein, 10 ounces of vegetables, a serving of fruit, and a serving of fat. And for dinner, I ate the same thing at lunch, but without the fruit. So a serving of protein, 10 ounces of vegetables, and a fat. It is a ton of food, and it's very filling. It's an abundance of whole, clean, unprocessed food that fuels and nourishes your body, and you feel so good eating it. It's a really balanced, healthy weight loss plan. I started eating this way in October of 2020. So I've been at this for about 11 months and almost a year. It's been an extremely effective food plan, and I've had a ton of success with it. It's not easy to lose weight, but also with this plan, it has not been hard. And after a while, it became effortless once I got some automaticity and established new habits. Well, so the hardest part for me was feeling the absence of sugar and flour in the first couple of weeks. I truly didn't realize that I was a food addict until I experienced the detox period in that first week when I had given up flour and sugar, and I felt the effects of withdrawal. Overcoming my habits of emotional eating and eating for comfort was also really challenging for me in the beginning. I used to eat over every emotion, but I found healthy ways to cope with the stresses of life now that don't include food. And I'll be putting out a video about this in the future as well. Losing weight is really hard on your body, so you will be tired. And at first you will be hungry. A lot of times it's not true hunger though. It may be that emotional hunger that I mentioned before. You will go through a grieving process, but I promise you that it is so worth the sacrifices that you're making for your long-term health. And the weight loss phase is temporary. You know, this is hopefully the one time in your life that you're gonna lose all the weight, and then the goal is sustained, permanent weight loss. I have so much energy now, and I've decreased my risk of so many diet-related diseases. I found that after the sugar and flour were out of my system, around 3 weeks, my cravings went to 0. I was still hungry at that point, and I struggled, especially in between lunch and dinner. So I decided to adjust my meal times, and I follow a form of intermittent fasting. So I hold off on eating breakfast around 10 or 11. And I find that I'm so busy in the morning that some herbal tea holds me over until then. Then I eat lunch around 2 or 3 p.m. and dinner around 5 or 6 p.m. And after I switched to that schedule, my hunger dramatically reduced and I almost never feel hungry. So I think that losing weight is like climbing a mountain. It's really just one step at a time, one day at a time. It gets overwhelming if you think about how far you have to go. But if you just focus on the next step, the next meal, and get that right, and keep doing that every day, you will find that after a while you can look back and see how far you've come, and eventually you will reach your goal. Don't look ahead too far. Just focus on today and sticking to your plan today. You don't have to decide to never eat sugar and flour again today. That can be so overwhelming to think of that. So don't decide that today. I may very well eat it again in the future. I don't know. I haven't decided that. But you don't have to decide that either. What helps me is to just commit to myself that I won't eat it today. And I decide that every day, one day at a time. In the beginning, it really was one day at a time and one meal at a time. But at the point I'm at, and after a few months, it really became effortless, you know, once you get that automaticity. I think of myself as a recovering food addict that has been sober for 325 days now. Actually, I think it's more around 340 days. So I know that I'm susceptible to firing up that addiction if I reintroduce those foods back into my life. And at first it was hard letting them go, but now it's effortless and automatic. And I don't even want to go there because I remember how painful it was when I ate that way, and how hard it was to be that heavy. It's not easy to lose weight and maintain a healthy lifestyle. It's hard. But for me, it was so much harder to be obese and sad and sick and tired. You have to choose your hard. I don't focus on the things that I've given up. I focus on what I've gained, and let me tell you, the future is so bright. My life has completely changed, and eating in this way has put my health and wellness on a new trajectory. I can't even tell you how many blessings have come into my life because of this transformation. It's been a physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional transformation. Our bodies and our spirits are so intricately connected, and what we do to one really affects the other. I've had such an outpouring of God's Spirit in my life this year, and I couldn't have done this without God's help. I believe in Jesus Christ and in the power that He has to help us to overcome our weaknesses, both spiritually and physically. I have felt strength above my own, and I encourage you to reach out to your higher power and to seek help and strength. Also, reach out for social support, finding people who are doing it and people who have been successful and reaching out to them. There are a lot of wonderful Facebook groups that can help you. I love the Facebook Brightline Eating official group. Also the Starting Out Bright group and the Brightest Eaters of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints group. I found a lot of help and support in these groups, and it's a great place to ask questions, and it helps with the learning curve. I also had so much success from working with a coach. We are much stronger together than when we try to do this alone. And our chances for success improve dramatically when we seek support from people who have been successful. I believe in bio-individuality and that there is no one-size-fits-all diet plan for people. So working with a coach to customize a plan for you is really helpful to find something that works for your specific needs and help you to navigate that. I find that helping others also helps me, and that's why I'm so excited to put out this content for you and to help you to reach your goals. If this video spoke to you and was helpful at all to you, just know that there is much more to come. I will be putting out weekly videos. You can follow me at Erin Hart Coaching, Erin Hart Health Coaching. Sorry, it's Erin Hart Health Coaching. I will be posting all of my tips, tricks, and advice on Facebook, Instagram, and my YouTube channel. I'm just starting to create this online platform, so watch for my weekly videos and posts. If you're not sure that you can reach your goals, just borrow my belief and just know that if I can do this, anyone can. I will show you how. Thank you for watching, and please like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and share this video with your friends and family who may benefit from it. Thank you so much for watching.